Hard to believe it's time to start things in the garden, and we are going to start our allium. Welcome to Garden Things with Friends, where we share simple garden tips and tricks to help busy beginner gardeners build their dream garden. And if you love the episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification icon so you never miss an upload. Now, let's get back to the video. Now, alliums are one of the first crops that you can actually put into the garden, and I want to show you how I start my alliums. These are going to be onions and leeks, and we'll talk a little bit about how to choose the right varieties for your garden and what you can do to ensure that you have a really, really good harvest of these crops this year. So alliums are a crop that are light dependent. In order to get those really big, juicy bulbs that we all expect out of the garden, you want to choose a variety of onion that is going to be based on the amount of sunlight that you get in your area. So they're categorized in 3 different categories. Our long day onions are going to be really good for those in the northern hemisphere. These are going to require a very long day in order to bulb. Then we have our short day onions. These are going to be onions that will bulb even if you don't have a really long day. Those are the ones that I'm going to be planting, and I'll show you the varieties that I'm choosing. And then we have neutral day onions. These onions are going to grow best in the middle of the United States, in our middle regions. They neither require a really long day or a really short day. But if you've ever grown onions before and you have found that you did not have a lot of success, it was probably because you didn't choose the correct onions for your area. Now, I'm actually going to be starting today both onions and leeks. I do have a few varieties. I get my seeds from lots of different places, but I love the variety that I get from the Okra lady. I've also bought some from Botanical Interest. Another company that I really, really like is the Southern Exposure Seed Exchange, but I haven't received that order quite yet. When I do, we are going to be doing an unboxing, so we'll see those then. But for right now, these are the varieties that I am growing. So I grow the Texas Grano, both the red and the white variety. I get those from the Okra lady, and she's actually based in San Antonio. So if you are somebody in the southern United States looking for seeds, hers are going to be more adapted to a southern region. Now, I'm also going to be planting some leeks. Now, leeks do actually do better maybe in the winter, but I like to use them both as a companion for a lot of things. I just kind of pop them around throughout the garden. And they basically stay in my garden year-round. The leeks that I have in my yard right now are leeks that have been there since I started last growing season in the spring. The last type of onion that I'm growing, this is also going to be a short day, is a Vidalia onion. And if I'm honest, I actually have no idea where I ordered these from, but it was the Vidalia onions are the last ones that I'm growing. Now, you may also want to do bunching onions. You may also want to do some shallots. I'm not growing these because I just don't use them that much. I really, really like my the onion varieties that I've grown. I've grown these a few years in a row. I actually have some that are going to go to seed, so hopefully I don't have to buy any in the years to come. So I'm hoping to get those to go to seed so that I can have these varieties that I really, really like. Now, let's get into how we actually are going to grow our onions, and this is by far the easiest way that I found to grow them. So onions are actually really easy to grow. I generally use a fruit container, but I actually haven't had to buy a lot of fruit in containers this year. So I had some of these laying around. I'm going to fill this seed starting tray with pre-moistened seed starting mix, and I'm just going to fill each of these trays. And what I'll do is I'll put the soil in and then pack it down just a little bit to make sure that I don't have any air pockets, and then we'll go through and add a little bit more. Onions are great because you can over sow them a lot. I'm gonna go a little wild. I'm probably gonna put about 6 to 8 seeds per per pocket. Early on, before they start bulbing, they don't actually mind if their roots are disturbed. So I'm just gonna sprinkle them over the top. So that I'm going a little heavy. We'll make sure we label. And then I'm just going to very lightly cover them with soil. It is literally that simple. Now I love Vidalia onions, so I'm gonna do a few more of those. And they do not get crowded out. It is gonna take a while for these seeds to get fully acclimated. I will probably not plant them out until mid-February at least. So we've got some time, and they won't outgrow this. Yes, they will get a little bit root bound, but I have not had any issue with that when planting these seeds. And I'm just gonna barely cover these with soil. We'll put a top on it, like so. I am not going to vent this right now. And this is gonna go into my grow space with my grow light so that I can get a good harvest. Now, I do need to do some moving of my house plants. But for right now, because this will be the first plants that are going here, we're going to let them enjoy themselves right here. It's about 4 days later, and I just wanted to show you. You can see that we are starting to get some germination. So now that they're germinating, our next step is just to wait until those onions and leeks get a little bit larger. They're not gonna bulb in this seed starting tray, and I'm probably not going to pot them up at all. I'll let them get 2 or 3 good leaves on them, and then I'm going to go ahead and get them hardened off and put them outside in the yard so that I can get a good onion harvest this year.